Welcome to Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning for Friday, June 26th. I'm your host, Tom Orr. The Ball State game in 71 days, the game against Michigan in 155 days. Our friends at Jeff Ruby's Columbus are proudly offering nationally acclaimed USDA prime steaks, seafood and sushi, impeccable service, live entertainment, and an attention to detail that is simply unmatched. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. Joined by Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Insiders here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. And we were not here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for the event that we attended earlier in the morning. But we came over here because that building behind me, and specifically these offices right here, that is the topic of today's show, because we just got a chance to talk to Ross Bjork, athletic director of Ohio State, and boy, there are some big changes coming to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center.
Yeah, about $125 million worth of renovation that is being planned, and it's a groundbreaking, ideally, or not ideally, but in this kind of plan would be like in 18 months is what he would like to see. But basically, they've run out of room.
Yeah.
And they can't even meet in the team room all together. One of the questions was, because they will have to move everybody out when they're renovating. And so the question was like, so you're going to have people like in closets, somewhere else? And he's like, we already have people in closets. We know Keenan Bailey and like James Laurinaitis have began their coaching careers here in closets, basically. So they're looking to increase the office space and some of the other amenities as well.
Well, and one of the things he said is if a position coach wants to have a meeting with an individual player and someone is in that position room watching film, they have to kick, one of those people has to leave, because the position coach's office and the position group room are the same spot. Yeah. So that's one of the many issues they're trying to solve right now. This is going to be a comprehensive upgrade. And if you have ever been part of a major renovation project, I just went through one at my day job a few years ago. You want to move people out, because if you're trying to work around people, it's going to cost more money. It's going to take more time. So they have a plan. It doesn't sound particularly glamorous for the interim, but you'll have those renderings of the new building to sort of show people, listen, this is all going to be worth it. But for now, we're across the street, we're in modular trailers, it's something.
Yeah, when you're hosting recruits on visits, you're gonna be like, no, look at the renderings. Pay no attention to the semi-trailers over there that we're going to be working in for now. Pay no attention to the fact that we have to go across the street from the Fawcett Center or wherever. I'm wondering, looking at Olentangy now, do they build a temporary walkway like over? Because as I said when we were over at the press conference, they're going to be like 100 players walking across the street. It's going to be like dealing with Canadian geese, and you're just going to have to just sit there and wait, because it's not a quick walk. I mean, it's across a busy thoroughfare, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
The new building, he said, expanded locker room, expanded team meeting room, coaches' offices will be separate from from position rooms, new weight room, and then new construction. So plus renovation of the existing building. Yeah. So it's going to not just be same building, newer, shinier. It's going to be newer, shinier, plus also new space. It sounds like maybe taking part of one of the outdoor practice fields is a possibility, but
that was my understanding early on, a few years ago, where like one of the closer fields to Olentangy would become some office buildings or some sort of a building, whereas the indoor playing facility will stay. They're probably just going to modernize it a little bit and go from there.
And the other question I thought was very interesting was, okay, you went through we need the $10 million locker room renovation, we need the waterfalls in the building and the modular sleep space and all that kind of stuff. You went through that era of college football, and that was in the 2010s. Now you've got to pay players. You've got NIL. You've got you have donors who are being asked to pay for a whole lot of different stuff on a whole lot of different fronts. This is you're pulling in a couple different directions here. I thought that was kind of an interesting angle to this.
Yeah, what he said was basically they've just been in this era of there's money needed for this, and his quote was like, "We just need to do this." Like, and there are donations, there are paperwork in front of fellow other donors that they'd be close to the 125 just with that. But at this point, he just wants to, like, they're in a place now where they've handled everything else, They've dealt with all of that. They know what it is, and now they can get back to focusing on the Woody and making it what they want to be, and not just what they want it to be, what they need it to be. And I think that's a key thing, is because you can look at it and be like, it's a nice building. How can how does it not work for you? And then when you hear stories that the entire team can't meet in the teaming room, you can't have two different things going on in one office, and some guys don't have offices. And the expansion of the coaching staffs, Mark Pantoni's entire team, although, he's the GM now. He's the recruiting guy. He's recruiting the graphics and all of those people. You've got the SID here now. And so there's just this constant expansion. And so, it makes sense that the building is beyond needing that expansion.
Yeah, it's like you build the school and then they build a new neighborhood, and all of a sudden there's more kids, and well, you got more staffers, you got more people who need offices, and all of a sudden now you don't have enough offices. This is not the only construction project going on. The work being done over at Ohio Stadium, Ross Bjork said Ohio Stadium, he said, is always under construction, just perpetually under construction.
It's like I-70.
Yeah, basically. But this is something where they're trying to just kind of get their arms around the whole picture, where $125 million renovation at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, that's obviously a big project. What they're doing over at Ohio Stadium, they're building that 1923 club. They've got the new boxes in south stands, sort of additional club seating, and that's part of a bigger project that's sort of an ongoing multi-year thing. There's going to be significant work going on there pretty much every year at New Turf this summer as well. But he said right now they're just trying to get their arms around the whole thing and be able to have a 50-year plan, a 100-year plan. You're going to be in Ohio Stadium for the foreseeable future. You got to figure out, what do you need to do to sort of make this a place that is viable in 50 years?
Yeah, it's interesting that you are planning a 50 to 75 to 100-year thing now, but it's necessary because the alternative is so much more expensive now. What did Ohio Stadium cost? Like $1.2 million to build in 1922, 21, and that came from hats and hands.
Yeah, hats and hands, and going county to county with inflation. I don't know. That's probably like $3 trillion now. But
so it's really, unless you've got some oil baron, that sort of thing. It's almost not financially feasible. You'd have to take from all of the research money, and they're not going to do that. So you've got a nice building, you just want to keep it up to date, and that's bathrooms, that's plumbing, that's one of the things he kept talking about was experiential seating, which is closer to the action.
I think that's the south end zone stuff where you're sitting right at field level. You're right there as the team's running out of the tunnel, all that
so
kind
just
of stuff.
just maximizing those seats, that kind of revenue. And basically with the cost of everything now, you kind of have to see everything has, what kind of dollar sign can you put on it? It's like a yard sale. Everything is for sale, sort of, including perhaps down the road some naming rights.
Well, and naming rights on Ohio Stadium. He said when he got to Ohio State, he said, well, you're not saying no to anything. Everything's sort of on the table. And I think he got some pushback on that one. Said that is definitely not selling naming rights to Ohio State. Definitely not the what they're going to be leading with donors. It didn't say never, but it does sound like they have a lot of things they're going to try before they would get to that point. They've already named the field. They have some other, they're talking about jersey patches. That's going to supposedly be coming soon as well. So there's a lot of other stuff that people will be able to pay for before they can pay to put their name on Wendy's Stadium at Ohio Stadium or whatever they end up going with. So there you go. Update on some big changes coming here to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Again, groundbreaking. 18 months or so. They've got to raise the money before then. There's a lot of money to raise. But could be some big changes coming to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center in the next year and a half. Thanks again to our friends at Jeff Ruby's Columbus, the award-winning upscale steakhouse in downtown Columbus, named one of the top 50 steakhouses in America by Food Network. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. That'll do it for today. Thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.